Welcome back to Motherhood Journey Queens, the channel where we tackle all things pregnancy with honesty, confidence, and a whole lot of love. Today, we're diving into a topic that so many of us struggle with: morning sickness during the first trimester. If you're dealing with nausea, vomiting, or even just a constant queasy feeling, you are not alone. I've been through it myself, and I'm here to share everything I've learned about managing and surviving morning sickness. So, grab a cup of tea, ginger tea, perhaps. And let's get started. Let's start with what morning sickness actually is. Morning sickness is one of the most common symptoms of early pregnancy, affecting up to 80% of pregnant women. And let's clear this up right now: the name morning sickness is misleading. It can hit you morning, noon, or night, or, if you're really lucky, all three. I remember thinking, morning sickness. More like all-day sickness. The exact cause isn't entirely understood, but experts believe it's linked to the surge of hormones like HCG and estrogen that flood your body during early pregnancy. It's your body's way of adapting to growing a tiny human inside of you. While it's a good sign that your pregnancy is progressing, it can also be incredibly disruptive. But don't worry, there are ways to manage it, and I'm here to guide you through them. First things first, let's talk about diet. What you eat, and how you eat, can make a big difference in managing morning sickness. When I was pregnant, I found that eating small, frequent meals throughout the day helped keep the nausea at bay. An empty stomach can actually make you feel worse, so try not to let yourself get too hungry. Crackers, plain toast, or dry cereal can be great options for nibbling on first thing in the morning before you even get out of bed. Keep a stash on your nightstand so it's easy to reach. For me, having something bland to settle my stomach before standing up was a game changer. Hydration is another critical piece of the puzzle. Dehydration can make nausea worse, but I know that drinking water can be challenging when you're already feeling queasy. If plain water doesn't sit well, try sipping on flavored water, electrolyte drinks, or herbal teas like ginger or peppermint. Both ginger and peppermint have natural anti-nausea properties and can be incredibly soothing. I used to carry ginger candies in my bag everywhere I went. If you are struggling to keep fluids down, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor about options like rehydration solutions. Now, let's dive into some remedies and tricks that worked wonders for me. Ginger is a well-known natural remedy for nausea, and it's backed by science. You can try ginger tea, ginger ale, look for ones made with real ginger, or even ginger capsules. I also loved sucking on lemon or citrus-flavored candies. The refreshing tanginess seemed to cut through the nausea. Another trick: acupressure wristbands. These are the same bands used for motion sickness, and they work by applying gentle pressure to a specific point on your wrist. I was skeptical at first, but let me tell you, they were a lifesaver on days when nothing else seemed to help. Let's not forget about the power of scent. Certain smells can trigger nausea, while others can help soothe it. For me, the smell of fresh lemon or peppermint oil was incredibly calming. You can try carrying a small bottle of essential oil with you and taking a whiff whenever you feel nausea creeping in. On the flip side, don't be afraid to avoid smells that make you feel worse, even if it means asking your partner to handle cooking or taking out the trash for a while. Another piece of advice: listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, or if your morning sickness is so severe that you're struggling to keep anything down, talk to your doctor. There's a condition called hyperemesis gravidarum, which is an extreme form of morning sickness. It's rare, but it can be serious and may require medical treatment. Don't hesitate to reach out for help if you need it. Your health and well-being are just as important as your baby's. Rest is also crucial during this time. Growing a baby is hard work, and your body needs extra energy to get through the day. I remember feeling completely wiped out during my first trimester. Don't be afraid to take naps, go to bed early, or just rest when you can. Stress and exhaustion can make nausea worse, so prioritize self-care whenever possible. This might mean saying no to social plans or delegating tasks at work or home. And that's okay. This is your time to focus on you and your growing baby. Let's talk about medication. While natural remedies are often enough for mild to moderate nausea, there are safe medication options if your morning sickness is more severe. Over-the-counter options like vitamin B6 supplements or antihistamines like doxylamine can be helpful. Your doctor might also prescribe anti-nausea medications if needed. I'll be honest, I was hesitant to take medication at first, but after struggling for weeks, I finally talked to my doctor and got a prescription. It made a world of difference, and I was finally able to eat and drink without feeling miserable. Lastly, let's not forget the importance of mindset. Morning sickness can be physically and emotionally draining, but it's also a reminder of the incredible work your body is doing. I found that focusing on the positive aspects of pregnancy helped me get through the tough days. I'd remind myself that the nausea meant my baby was growing and thriving. Surround yourself with supportive people who understand what you're going through, whether that's your partner, family, friends, or even online communities of fellow moms-to-be. Sometimes, just sharing your experience and hearing that you're not alone can make all the difference. Before we wrap up, let me share a few more quick tips that worked for me. Try eating cold or room temperature foods if hot meals make you feel worse. Avoid greasy, spicy, or heavy foods that might be harder to digest. Experiment with eating protein-rich snacks like nuts, cheese, or yogurt, which can help stabilize blood sugar. Consider prenatal vitamins with lower iron content if they're making you nauseous. Talk to your doctor about switching to a different brand. In addition to these practical tips, let's delve deeper into how morning sickness impacts daily life and how you can find creative ways to cope. For instance, many women find it difficult to maintain their regular work schedules due to persistent nausea. If this resonates with you, consider discussing flexible work arrangements with your employer. Remote work or adjusted hours can provide the space you need to rest and recover without sacrificing your professional responsibilities. Another aspect to consider is how morning sickness can affect relationships. Your partner, family, and friends may not fully understand what you're going through. Open communication is key. Share your feelings, explain your symptoms, and let them know how they can support you. Sometimes, it's as simple as having someone take over household chores or prepare meals that you can tolerate. Emotional support is just as important as physical help, so don't hesitate to lean on your loved ones. Let's also talk about navigating social situations. It's not always easy to hide your pregnancy during the first trimester, especially if you're dealing with morning sickness. If you're not ready to share the news, think about strategies to manage questions or excuses to avoid foods and drinks that trigger your nausea. For example, you can always say you're on a special diet or not feeling well. Trust me, people are usually more understanding than we give them credit for. Now, let's explore the emotional toll that morning sickness can take. It's not uncommon to feel frustrated, isolated, or even depressed during this time. Remember, these feelings are valid. You're not failing, and you're not alone. If your emotions feel overwhelming, consider reaching out to a therapist or counselor who specializes in prenatal care. They can provide tools and strategies to help you navigate this challenging phase with confidence and grace. On a lighter note, let's discuss self-care rituals that can bring a bit of joy and relief during this time. For me, taking warm, not hot, baths with soothing essential oils like lavender or chamomile was a game changer. Gentle prenatal yoga or meditation can also help calm your mind and body. Even something as simple as curling up with a good book or binge watching your favorite show can provide a much-needed distraction from the discomfort. Another idea is to create a morning sickness survival kit. Fill a small bag or box with your go-to remedies like ginger candies, acupressure bands, a water bottle, and a few protein-rich snacks. Keep it with you wherever you go so you're always prepared. I can't tell you how many times my kid saved me from a potential nausea meltdown in public. Let's shift gears and talk about the long-term perspective. While morning sickness can feel endless in the moment, remember that it's usually temporary. Most women start to feel better by the second trimester. And when that day comes, it's like a fog lifting. You'll suddenly have more energy and be able to enjoy your pregnancy in ways that might feel impossible right now. Hold on to that hope, because brighter days are ahead. And for those who might not experience relief as quickly, know that every pregnancy is different. There's no one-size-fits-all timeline, and that's okay. Focus on finding what works for you, and don't compare your journey to anyone else's. You're doing something incredible, and your strength and resilience are worth celebrating. Thank you for joining me today on Motherhood Journey. If you're dealing with morning sickness, know that you're not alone, and you've got this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips and advice on navigating pregnancy and motherhood. Share your own morning sickness hacks in the comments below. You never know who you might help. Until next time, take care and keep growing that beautiful life inside you. You're doing amazing.